Namaskar, good evening. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I'm Smriti Rastogi with News Tonight. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. Nomination process ends for first phase of Lok Sabha elections. On the last day, Central Ministers Nitin Gadkari, VK Singh filed papers along with other heavyweight candidates including Hema Malini and Farooq Abdullah. Nomination process also concludes for Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh state elections. Candidates file papers for 28 seats in Odisha. Rahul Gandhi unveils minimum basic income guarantee scheme, promises 72,000 rupees annual income to 20% of the poorest families if Congress is voted to power. In other political developments, Paralympian Deepa Malik and former INLD legislator Kehar Singh Rawat joined BJP. Supreme Court seeks Election Commission's response on the VVPAT issue by 28th of March. Opposition has sought matching 50% of EVM votes with VVPAT paper trail. Next hearing on 1st April. Indian Air Force inducts first batch of 4 Chinook helicopters, multi-mission transport machine to enhance India's heli-lift capability across all types of terrains. And Naresh Goyal quits as chairman of Jet Airways airline founder, and his wife Anita Goyal stepped down from management board. Under debt resolution plan, interim management committee to manage daily operations of the company, lenders to infuse up to 1,500 crore rupees. First, all the election news from the upcoming Lok Sabha elections 2019. The filing of nominations for the first phase of Lok Sabha elections came to an end Monday evening. The last day saw several bigwigs of different political parties filing their nomination papers for the upcoming polls. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari filed his nomination for the Nagpur Lok Sabha seat, where polls will be held on 11th of April. BJP leader and Union Minister retired General VK Singh also filed his nomination papers for the Ghaziabad parliamentary seat, while BJP candidate from Mathura, Hema Malini, also filed her nomination. National Conference President Farooq Abdullah filed nomination papers from the prestigious Srinagar Lok Sabha seat, which is going to polls in the second phase of the general elections on April 18th. In Karnataka, JDS patriarch and former Prime Minister H.D. Devagowda filed his nomination from Tumkur as the ruling alliance candidate. The scrutiny of the nomination papers filed for the first phase of Lok Sabha polls will be carried out on Tuesday. The last date for withdrawal of nomination papers is 28th of March. In a big poll promise, Congress President Rahul Gandhi has announced that 20% families in poorest of the poor category will be given 72,000 rupees each annually as a minimum basic income. He said that 5 crore families and 25 crore people will directly benefit from the scheme, terming it as a final assault to eradicate poverty in the country.
अगर आपकी आमदनी 12,000 रुपए से कम है तो हम आपकी आमदनी को 12,000 तक पहुंचा देंगे. कोई काम बंद नहीं करेगा. जब वो व्यक्ति कंफर्टेबली निकल जाएगा 12,000 से, फिर वो स्कीम उसको पैसे, हाँ, so it will stop on its own. बट हमारी फिलॉसफी है कि अगर आप हिंदुस्तान में आज एक मिनिमम इनकम से कम आपकी आमदनी है तो फिर आप गरीबी से निकल ही नहीं सकते हो. तो हम आइडेंटिफाई करना चाहते हैं इस देश में सबसे गरीब लोग कौन हैं और एक बार हम उनको गरीबी से निकालना चाहते हैं, खत्म करना चाहते हैं. तो ये एक प्रकार से मनरेगा फर्स्ट फेज था ऑपरेशन का. मनरेगा में 14 करोड़ लोगों को हमने गरीबी से निकाला.
Rahul Gandhi announced the minimum income guarantee scheme after a meeting of the Congress Working Committee. The CWC had met at the party headquarters to give a final shape to the manifesto. Chaired by Congress President Rahul Gandhi, the meeting was attended by former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, senior leaders like Priyanka Gandhi, Ahmed Patel, Ghulam Nabi Azad, Mallikarjun Kharge and A.K. Antony. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley termed Rahul Gandhi's minimum income guarantee scheme a bluff announcement. Jaitley said the grand old Congress party has a history of making false assurances, adding that they wake up to the plight of the poor just before the elections.
उनका इतिहास गरीबी को हटाने का नहीं रहा. गरीबी को हटाने के लिए कोई साधन दिए जाएं, वो भी उनका इतिहास नहीं रहा. योजनाओं के नाम पर छल कपट रहा है. तो 10 वर्ष के यूपीए के कार्यकाल में भी किस प्रकार से एक प्रकार से छल कपट धोखा ब्लफ होता था. लोन वेवर जीवन में एक बार 70,000 करोड़ का. हम तो पीएम किसान में 75,000 करोड़ प्रतिवर्ष देंगे. हम तो मनरेगा में 60,000 करोड़ प्रतिवर्ष दे रहे हैं.
Putting up his counter in a blog, Jaitley added up the expenditure incurred by the government on the ongoing welfare schemes to argue that Narendra Modi government's welfare benefits to people averaged 1,06,800 rupees annually as against 72,000 rupees that the Congress seeks to promise.
तो अगर हम ये सारा का सारा इसमें से काफी कुछ लगभग 60-70% हम डीबीटी से दे रहे हैं, बाकी भी डीबीटी से शुरू कर दें, जो होना चाहिए मैं मानता हूं. तो इन गरीब परिवारों को जो नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने दिया है वो आज की तारीख में है 5.34 लाख करोड़, जो आज दिया जा रहा है. तो ये कौन सा 3.6 लाख करोड़ डीबीटी के माध्यम से देकर आप गरीब पे एहसान कर रहे हो?
A meeting of the BJP Central Election Committee is currently underway at the party headquarters in the national capital. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Party President Amit Shah and other senior leaders of the party are attending the meeting. The meeting is being held to finalize candidates for Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Meanwhile, the BJP has announced names of candidates for the 2 Lok Sabha seats and 19 assembly constituencies in Odisha. Odisha is set to go to polls simultaneously in 4 phases between April 11th and 29th. Former Odisha DGP Prakash Mishra, who joined the BJP on Sunday, has been fielded from Cuttack Lok Sabha seat. Ex-MP Kharavela Swain, who was inducted into the party on Monday morning, has been given a ticket from Khandmal parliamentary constituency in the Maoist belt. With Monday's announcement, the BJP has named candidates for 17 out of 21 Lok Sabha seats and 130 out of 147 assembly constituencies in the state. Paralympic Games winner Deepa Malik joined the BJP on Monday. She joined the BJP in the presence of party's Haryana unit chief Subhash Barala, and General Secretary Anil Jain, who is in charge of the affairs in the state. She is the first Indian woman to win a medal in Paralympic Games. INLD MLA from Hathin, Kehar Singh, has also joined the BJP.
बार बार यही कह रही हूँ कि जो विचारधारा मैंने मोदी सरकार की देखी, जो आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने महिला सशक्तिकरण में काम किया, उनका जो विचार है महिलाओं के प्रति वो दिख रहा है। इतनी जो मेन पोर्टफोलियोज हैं आप देख रहे हैं, हमारी डिफेंस मिनिस्टर हैं, फॉरेन मिनिस्टर हैं, स्मृति ईरानी जी हैं, मेनका जी हैं, बड़ी लीडिंग पोजीशन में उन्होंने महिलाओं को आगे रखा है। दिव्यांगों के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा कार्य किया है, सुगम्य भारत है, और खेलों की नीतियों में हमें इतना जोर शोर से योगदान दिया है। शायद नीतियां इतनी खूबसूरत बनी हैं, तो मुझे लग रहा है कहीं ये सही विचारधारा है हमारे देश के नेतृत्व के लिए।
And the Congress released its 10th list on Monday, naming 26 candidates for Maharashtra and West Bengal. The Congress party has removed Sanjay Nirupam as the Mumbai Regional Congress Committee chief. He has been fielded from North-West Mumbai seat. Former Union Minister Milind Deora replaced Nirupam as MRCC chief. Out of the 26 candidates announced by the party on Monday, 25 were for West Bengal. With this, the party has announced a total of 253 candidates so far. The Nationalist Congress Party released its manifesto for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections on Monday. In the manifesto, the NCP has promised complete loan waiver for small and middle-income farmers. The party also said that resumption of talks with Pakistan, especially on terrorism, was essential for the betterment of ties between the two countries. The manifesto also promised structural reforms to drive sustainable agriculture growth, 33% reservation to women in parliament, and scrapping of Triple Talaq bill in the present form. The NCP has also assured equal work, equal pay to all employees.
हमारी पार्टी का मुख्य संदेश इस घोषणा पत्र में है, वो संविधान को बचाने का है, क्योंकि सबसे गहरा हमला 5 वर्षों में संविधान और उसके द्वारा बनाई गई तमाम संस्थाओं पर है। न्यायपालिका हो, कार्यपालिका हो, विधायिका हो, सभी पर एक तरह का हमला ये सरकार कर रही है।
And the Supreme Court has sought Election Commission's reply on increasing VVPAT sample survey per assembly segment. A 2-judge bench directed the poll panel to apprise whether the number of voter verifiable paper audit trail or VVPAT samples can be increased from 1 in each assembly segment for the satisfaction of the electorate. The court was hearing a plea filed by 21 opposition leaders led by Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu, seeking that a VVPAT slips of at least 50% voting machines in each assembly seat be checked randomly in the Lok Sabha elections. The parties include the Congress, Nationalist Congress Party, Aam Aadmi Party, Left Trinamool Congress, Samajwadi Party, Bahujan Samaj Party, Rashtriya Lok Dal, Loktantrik Janata Dal, and Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. The matter will now be heard on 1st of April. And with that, we'll slip into a very quick break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. Jet Airways founders Naresh Goyal and his wife Anita Goyal stepped down from the board of the cash-strapped airline on Monday. Goyal also resigned as the chairman of the India's oldest private sector airline. Apart from the Goyals, one nominee of Etihad Airways holds 24% stake in the jet has also stepped down from the board. According to the regulatory filing, Jet will receive an immediate funding of 1,500 crore rupees under a resolution plan piloted by its lenders. An interim management committee will be constituted to manage and monitor the daily operations and cash flow of the company. With a debt burden of more than 8,000 crore rupees, Jet is facing the worst financial crisis of its 25-year-old existence. The development comes after weeks of speculations and uncertainties over the future course of the airlines, which has grounded over 80 planes due to financial woes and has defaulted on loan payments to its vendors and delayed salaries. And for more on this, we'll go across to Mr. Ganapati Subramaniam, Chief of Bureau, Puthia Thalaimurai. Sir, thank you so much for coming to our show. Sir, after the resignation of Naresh Goyal and his wife, is the worst over for the Jet Airways?
Yes, Jet Airways has got a lifeline for the time being. The 1,500 crore rupees that is going to be induced into Jet right now will help Jet Airways to tide over the immediate problems. Whatever pending dues for pilots in terms of salaries and also for lease of aircraft, and then fuel charges to the oil companies, also airport charges to various airports in India. These things will be taken care of. At least for a month, there will be no financial crisis. This 1,500 crore should be enough. At the same time, more important for Jet Airways is the restructuring of the board. Chairman Naresh Goyal has stepped down. His wife has also resigned from the board, and also the earlier nominees of the Naresh Goyal family have agreed to step down from the board, which means that new investors can be brought in now. This was the condition which many investors were saying, that we cannot come in and infuse more money if the current management continues. Including Etihad Airways, everybody was reluctant to pump in more money while the same management was in place. So therefore, as a temporary solution and also for a long-term solution, important decisions have been taken today. These decisions will probably help Jet Airways to overcome the short-term problems and also find a long-term solution.
How did the Jet Airways come to find itself in this situation?
One reason could be competition, but there are also a lot of questions about the management of the organization. Why Etihad Airways and all other stakeholders, including lenders like public sector banks, State Bank of India and Punjab National Bank, insisted on Mr. Naresh Goyal resigning and his nominees quitting the board, is that they wanted a professional management to come in place. That is the only way airline can be turned around and sustained in a long-term manner. So that important decision has been taken today. Though there has been competition and fuel price hike and many other factors that has been responsible for this situation, most important, crucial factor is the management. Now, at least the lenders and the stakeholders are confident that a new management can put a revival plan through, and the government has played a very proactive role in this. It's very important. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and Civil Aviation Minister Suresh Prabhu have been monitoring the situation, and they've been telling the lenders, primarily State Bank of India and Punjab National Bank, to go take control of the situation and see to that a new management comes in place. The current management gives way to a more professional situation.
Right.
So therefore, management has been the key issue, along with all the other issues which have been affecting other airlines also, including the recent fuel price hike, which of course has subsided now. The most crucial thing is that the crisis has been averted for the time being. 23,000 jobs have been saved, and also fares were going down every day. Now, because of the capacity going out and jets, planes are getting grounded, fares are going high in all important sectors.
Right.
Now all those things will be taken care while the jobs are secure for the time being. Fares will over a period of time subside, and the government is taking steps for that also. So overall it's a win-win situation for the sector as well as consumers.
How will the jet development impact the rest of the aviation industry?
Definitely. One important thing is that because of more than say half of jets plane getting out of operation, fares were going up. Some airlines were benefiting. Obviously, the rival carriers which have more capacity and larger market share would have benefited because of that. But the government was worried that others are profiteering at a time when there is a crisis which is hurting the sector. It's not only the Jet Airways crisis, but also the 737 MAX issue that has been responsible for fares going up. So therefore, both issues were affecting the consumers. That issue has been addressed now, and slowly the capacity will come back. The planes which were not operational now because of just grounding it could be again taken back on lease by the new management, which is going to be driven by State Bank of India and Punjab National Bank for the time being. And by April, the new management is also going to call for bids from strategic investors, which means a new stakeholder could come into play, which could be a large airline, which means more capacity addition will be possible and the crisis will be behind us. So one more month of difficulty is there for consumers as well as Jet Airways, and after that it will be a period of stability. Hopefully, if the plan succeed, by the end of May, everything will be sorted out.
Thank you so much, Mr. Subramaniam, for joining us and giving us a perspective on that development of the day. And moving on, 4 Chinook heavy lift helicopters were inducted into the Indian Air Force on Monday. The first 4 of the 15 CH-47FI Chinook helicopters, which were ordered from Boeing in September 2015, were commissioned into the IAF's 126 helicopter unit at a ceremony held in Chandigarh. 12 Indian Air Force pilots and as many flight engineers underwent a special training in the US to operate the Chinook helicopters that can carry out military operations not only during the day but at night too. IAF Chief B.S. Dhanoa has said that the induction of Chinook will be a game changer.
The Chinook with a service ceiling of 20,000 feet will redefine heli lift not just in operations such as inter-valley troop transportation, transport of artillery guns and other heavy loads for the border roads organization in the undersung role, but also in humanitarian assistance and disaster relief to far-flung crisis-hit areas. I am confident with this we will rapidly operationalize the aircraft in its envisaged roles to fully exploit the potential of these very capable platforms that will be a game changer in our heli operations.
And moving on to some more developments, the Supreme Court on Monday directed the CBI to apprise it of the status of probe in alleged disproportionate assets case against SP leaders Mulayam Singh Yadav and Akhilesh Yadav. The bench was hearing a plea filed by Congress leader Vishwanath Chaturvedi and has given the probe agency 2 weeks to file the report. Chaturvedi has filed the PIL in 2005, seeking a direction to the CBI to take appropriate action against the Yadavs for allegedly acquiring assets more than the known source of their income by misusing their power of authority. And the Enforcement Directorate on Monday opposed Robert Vadra's plea in the Delhi High Court seeking quashing of a money laundering case against him. The Enforcement Directorate said that Vadra's plea was an abuse of process of law as he willfully suppressed material facts from the court. The case relates to allegations of money laundering in the purchase of a London-based property worth £1.9 million, allegedly owned by Vadra. The court listed the matter for further hearing on 2nd of May. And Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu attended the convocation ceremony of Prava Institute of Medical Science in Shirdi on Monday. While addressing the function, Vice President called for further strengthening universal health in India.
for the education and health of the people of not only Ahmednagar district but also state of Maharashtra. Friends, the second reason of my happiness is that when I was giving gold medals, good number of them are girls. That is the need of the hour. As a Vice President of India, I have been going around number of universities. In the last 16 months, I might have gone at least to 75 universities. And everywhere I found that maximum number in some places 60%, 70%, 80%, toppers, gold medalists, PhDs are girl students. That's a very, very happy trend, positive trend.
Meanwhile, in another convocation ceremony in Pune at the Vaikunth Mehta National Institute of Cooperative Management, the Vice President emphasized on making agriculture sustainable and profitable. He said that the structural changes in the agriculture sector will help in doubling the income of the farmers.
Agriculture is not becoming viable and profitable. So we have to make agriculture profitable. So as I told you, loan waiver or free power are no permanent solutions. If you go for allied activities, then agriculture can survive better. It used to be like that during our younger days. So we have to think about this and we have to find new avenues and also see to it that the agriculture is made profitable and the farming becomes more attractive also.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of News Tonight. But before we go, we leave you with these pictures of Rang Panchami celebrations from Indore. Thousands of revelers are drenched in the spirit of the festival, soaked in gulal and colours. People from different cities come to Indore in Madhya Pradesh to witness this cultural spectacle. Take a look.
कर दो अभी या लगी रहने दो?